Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome to another EVE talk. As I usually do, I'll start off with my impressions of the mineral market. I can't show it to you right now because I had to jump to Solitude, so this is some reserve footage I have in the background. But from what I saw on Friday, Mexalon has actually dropped a little bit in price and Tritanium is trying to hold on. So I'm not really seeing any real big rises anymore in the mineral market at the moment. I think it's looking pretty good for my prediction and my choice to sell most of my reserves last week. I personally think this is due to a lot more supply. Basically, I think a lot of miners and industrialists are starting to take advantage of these high prices and are basically flooding the market with so much more stuff that the prices can no longer really rise that much. Secondly, maybe I'll explain why I had to jump clone to Solitude. Solitude is basically our secondary base of operations. It's a high-sec island in the surrounded by low-sec systems, so it's really very low population, which has a few advantages. First of all, for exploration, which is what I did here, but also for the research slots in the stations. If you don't have a POSOP, you can still do some research in NPC stations, and in Solitude we have queues of 5 to 6 days compared to around 20 days I think in Iona and in other high-sec systems that are much more populated. And so obviously one of my blueprint researches was finished, so I had to jump clone there in order to do the delivery and put a new job in. The footage in the background is a Serpentis narcotics warehouse. It was the third system I scanned after I jumped to Solitude, and it immediately yielded me a Corellium A-type 1mn afterburner, so that's another 30 million in the pocket there. Especially in low population systems, really exploration is a very good money maker, and the current setup our small corp has going, I think, is working out pretty well. We have a high-sec first base of operation where I do a lot of mining and my brother can do a lot of missioning. And we both have a jump clone in Solitude where we can do as much exploration as we want without too much competition from other players. Finally, I want to finish with some non-EVE related information. I'll start with Diablo 3, which is one of the games I'm eagerly awaiting, and it's looking like Blizzard is going to come out with a release date relatively soon. We all know what soon means to Blizzard, but I saw a blue post from Bashiok that said that they weren't going to change the chat system anymore, despite the fact that quite a few people are complaining that it's not as good as it should be. But Bashiok said that this is basically how the game is going to be and how the chat system is going to be at release, and that they won't do any more big changes or big fixes because the community asks for them in order to to avoid having to delay the release any further. So I think that's looking pretty good. And secondly, Guild Wars 2, the videos that I saw from the Oxcast and Total Biscuits channel so far have really rekindled basically my interest for Guild Wars 2. I think it's looking pretty interesting, especially for a game that won't have a subscription fee. I subscribed myself to be a candidate for the open beta, but unfortunately it turns out that there's around a million other people that had the same idea, so the chance of me getting into the open beta or closed beta for Guild Wars 2 is pretty low. Anyways, it's also a game I'm keeping an eye on, and if we can get like a small group together to enjoy and play Guild Wars 2, I'll probably do that as well. I think that especially with Guild Wars 2 not having a monthly fee, it's really a game that you can buy and then enjoy for a few months, just doing what you prefer to do, whatever it is, you know, PvE, PvP, or just play a few of the stories of the different classes and races, and get enough enjoyment out of it without feeling the need to really commit to this game like you would another MMO. Anyways, that's it for this EVE talk, and I'll see you all next time.